Hey guys, Wolf here, and I'm bringing you another serious talk. Since the last serious talk got a lot of likes on it, a lot of people have messaged me more, and this subject is kind of really sensitive to actually the both of us. A lot of people have been telling me about their stories on why they started cutting, and the serious talk today is cutting. I know people, I know myself, and
Me.
she started cutting, and this is my new friend.
Lele, I'm in the band Fifth Dimension.
And they're going to be in a lot of vlogs now. It was Rosee.
Rosee, oh yeah, Rosee.
But, serious guys, it's just... A lot of people tell me this, that they cut because they want to relieve the stress, they want to relieve pain, they want to do all of this. But honestly, that's not what cutting really does. Really, you're hurting yourself, and you're kind of hurting your family as well. And it really does lower your self-esteem. Like, some stories I've heard was because she got bullied up to the point where it caused one of her friends to commit suicide. And she says she cut because she blames it was her fault that her friend committed suicide. And I was like, don't blame yourself. It was their choice. I know suicide's never the answer, but still, it was her choice that she took her own life away. And it honestly made me cry when I read that story. I'll see if I could try to put the story in the video somehow. But would you want to share your story?
Yeah, mine actually started once I was in 5th grade. My grandma passed away, and she was my mom pretty much. She raised me, and she just did everything she could to make me who I was. And when she passed away, it took a really hard toll on my life. Mm-hmm. And so I was just, I felt like it was my fault, obviously, because I was never really there to help her out. And one day I grabbed a sharpener and I loosened the screw, and I got the razor, and I started cutting myself right here because my veins are really prominent. Mm-hmm. And I ended up having to make a lie saying that somebody jokingly went like that too.
Or you cut yourself by accident.
Yeah.
Something like that.
And so eventually it started getting to the point where I would cut right here, right near my wrists, and my parents found out. And so I had to hide it, and I would start doing them up here to
keep them covered.
Yeah, and then I started doing them on my thighs. And those were where it was the worst, and they're really bumpy and just really bad. And it was really hard because when my mom found out, she was the reason why I feel like I don't need to do it anymore, because she was very supportive about it. And I mean, my dad, his girlfriend, she didn't like it, and she didn't consider me a part of the family anymore, which made it even worse for me.
And it put that back on you,
yeah.
And it got you to the point to start doing it again?
Yes, and it's really hard because I'm that person that if I see somebody going through something, I immediately want to help them. And like when we post on our band page, you saw that post, I was willing to have people DM me and, have me help them out for them. But then that same night, I was going through my own problems, and it was just making things worse. So.
Like, I've seen people cut, and I've seen my friends cut, and times I'll just go and hold their wrists and tell them to stop.
Yeah.
Sure, I've gotten cut on my hands from them trying to go cut, and I didn't enjoy it. Like, my friends, they always cut, and I always draw hurt on my hand. But, like, I just didn't enjoy the fact seeing my friends cutting over and over and over again and making them deeper and deeper. Like, her whole arm, all of this is covered in cut scars, and it scares me.
Yeah.
Because people look at her and say, emo, you're a wannabe, you should just go die and everything. And I'm like, honestly, it's your guys' fault. All the bullies is kind of your fault. And I've said in the last video, you're kind of pushing yourself where you're going to kind of commit that crime.
Yeah.
And you don't know what they do behind walls. Like, you don't know what we do on a bed or shit.
Yeah, like, you might think of it as a joke for a while, but once you realize that you've actually hurt those people, like, it's kind of like, the circle effect, where or triangle effect, is that what it's called, where what comes around, what goes around comes back around. And you know, I've seen where one of my friends, she was in cheer with me, and she committed suicide, and her parents walked in. She was hung on the tree, and the girl that was bullying her in cheer, she was bullying on her because she wasn't the skinniest one in the cheering squad.
See, that pisses me off. If you're in a sport and you see everyone else skinny, just tell yourself that you got into the team because you're skilled at something.
Yeah. And I'm not the skinniest person either, and I was in it. And so her and her boyfriend, which was on the football team, they were bullying her, and she committed suicide. And eventually, they started self-harming because they knew it was their fault. And I was getting bullied because my mom was the coach for my cheerleading squad. So they said that I really didn't have to do anything, and that's when the bullying started. I was like 3 years old.
I started getting bullied my senior year of high school, well, and kind of middle school, but it stopped in middle school.
Yeah.
But it continues on to now with me, that they call me whore, slut, over and over again. It's not physical, but it's mentally.
Yeah.
And it lowers my self-esteem. It's like I was ready to grab a blade and say, during high school, ready to grab a blade and start cutting. But I've had friends who didn't turn their back on me and tried helping me. And the counselor started helping me. But yeah, I look at everyone else and I'm like, why don't they get help? Why am I sitting here who don't have cuts?
Yeah.
Why are they here?
Yeah.
Why aren't they in this office getting help? You guys should be helping them, not me.
Yeah.
And I came to Rebecca, and that's where Rebecca helped me.
Yeah, and Rebecca is such a sweet girl, and she has such a big heart, and that's why I'm able to be so myself around her. I've never had that type of friend, and you
always have to have that fake smile around your friends.
Yeah.
But with Rebecca, and even with me, with Sarah, she, like, I can smile till the end of the earth, because they're seeing the real me.
Yeah.
And my subscribers see the real me now.
Yeah.
Because I love you guys with all my heart. All 1,000 of you guys, I love you.
Yeah.
And you guys actually you turned my world right back up.
Yeah.
And I want to thank you guys for that. And it's going to be the same for you when you start singing.
Yeah.
You're going to have that smile again. Because you're going to have people who understand you and help you through it.
And I've noticed in the little time that me and Rebecca and Rosee have been in that band that this morning I was upset because of my decisions of last night. And she immediately noticed. She's like, "What's wrong?" And I was like, "I'm just tired." And because I was upset and I had told her today because of what I had said, she almost cried with me. And that just proves how good of a friend she is. And, like, you know, the band isn't even that big right now.
No.
And we have our little fan base. And what comes with our success comes hate. And we've already had haters. And it just makes me sad because, like, I didn't tell you. I told Rebecca. While my freshman year, when the cutting was getting so worse, I had explained it to one of my former friends. She's not my friend anymore. I had explained it to her that it was getting so bad that I didn't even feel the pain anymore, and it was getting deeper and deeper. Yeah. And so she would know, because if I'm getting better, I would wear sleeves like up to here. And then when I started again, I relapsed, there were long sleeves again.
Yeah.
So what she would do, and this is how I knew she was a bad person, my sleeve's down. She grabs the sleeve really tight, and these are new cuts, and she tightly goes like that, and then she would smack them.
Ow.
And she would think that it's a form of discipline so that I wouldn't do it again, but it just made things worse.
No, it'll reopen I know, it will reopen them and make them bleed again.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, yeah, I understand she was trying to help me in a way, like, if you keep doing this is going to hurt more. But it would start bleeding again, like you said, and she would start picking at the scabs. And the scabs stuck on my skin. It's going to hurt, especially with the reopened wounds.
Wounds, yeah, and the dried blood and everything.
Yeah. So, that just, you know, it took a toll on my life where I was so isolated with people. And honestly, that's why I say, you know, if you have this problem, please come talk to me. I will not think you are a burden. And
I tell that to my subscribers. I'm
Yeah.
like, if something's wrong, message me on Facebook, on the Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter,
Yeah.
YouTube. I will answer and I will see your story. Tell me about it and you can talk to me about it. If not, you guys can add me on the fan Skype, and I'll put that up for you guys to add me on it.
Yeah, and like, you know, I do that because when I was so secluded with my feelings and the struggle that I was going through, that it was just getting worse and it wasn't helping at all. And eventually I started going to church. And the church was, you know, Christian churches, most, not all, you know, they're very judging.
They're very, judging. I was going to say that. I was like, they're really judging. Like, the littlest cut they see on a girl, they'll be, why are you doing this? This is not a good act of God. No offense to any.
Like, yeah.
No offense.
Yeah.
But that's how we see it here. And that's how it is a lot of times here in the churches in California.
Yeah.
They're very judgy because a lot of girls now, girls don't want to be anorexic. Bulimic,
yes.
Yeah, okay. They want the cutting.
Yeah.
And the surgeries, the depression. Back in the 1980s, I'm going to say this. Back in the 1980s, we were all women were beautiful. They didn't need surgery. They didn't need the cutting. They didn't need attention.
Yeah.
And if you guys are falsely saying, I cut, and you post a false picture,
Like,
don't
I'm sorry.
Don't go to people and say, I'm going to pull in... It's Adriana, right? Adriana. The one who posted the fake suicide thing that Rebecca said.
Oh,
Andrea. Okay. So Andrea...
Straight up.
No, seriously, straight out. Andrea, I'm not saying your last name, but she decides to send everyone a picture of her suicide, of her medical bills. You don't do that. That stays in your home, but you can tell close friends, not the whole world.
And it wasn't even like, oh, let me DM you what happened. She had posted it on the Instagram picture.
Like, you see it on your newsfeed, and you're like, what?
Yeah. And another thing is,
stop looking at my clipper.
like, you know, honestly, in the 80s, nothing was perfect. I mean,
every man was a gentleman.
Yeah.
They didn't have like, oh, I want a Kate Hudson looking girl, or a Katy Perry looking girl, or freaking Marilyn Monroe looking girl. In the 1980s, everyone was beautiful. No matter what. If you're fat, you're skinny, you're middle, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You were still beautiful.
And I'm gonna go full on hipster on you guys, but it is society's fault because, I mean, I grew up with Barbies, obviously 90s kids.
Oh yeah, the Barbies.
The Barbies. And what I used to do, because I was so different from every other girl, I used to cut the Barbie's hair off till it was bald, and I would stick toothpicks in it. I didn't play with normal toys. When I got girly toys, I'd cut the hair off. That was literally me. And I would always go with my dad to, like, the AutoZone and get, like, Hot Wheels.
Heck yeah, I don't know the freaking Hot Wheels.
Yeah. And, you know, I was always getting judged, and it was hard, you know, when I told my friends, oh, the self-harm started in 5th grade, like, whoa, like, the youngest I started was 8th grade, and I'm like, well, you know, some people start early.
A lot of people go through different things.
For me, it was my grandma.
For me, it was my dad.
Yeah.
And then it started progressing, and it started being the ex-boyfriend, and then his friends coming on to me.
Yeah.
It wasn't one by one, it was a group.
Yeah.
And I'm like, literally, I looked at him straight in the eye. I'm like, why won't you fight me individually?
Yeah.
Stop forming your group and attacking me as a group. And why don't you come up to me? It's because you're influenced by him. Mm-hmm. And like I told in the last video, Warren finally did something for the bullying. Mm-hmm. Finally, after 2 years, they finally did something. And I'm like, we needed this when? Like in 2009.
Yeah.
where the bullying actually started.
And it's even worse now because of, internet.
And because of what celebrities say.
Yeah, and I mean, I was on Twitter recently, and not only the hashtags like Michael Girls Should Commit, that's a hashtag that's trending.
Are you serious?
Yes. Also, Keep Cutting Ashton, You Deserve It. That one was trending, and I told Becca to, report this page right now. Not only are those trending, but also, Ariana Grande, after a meet and greet with her fans in the elevator, a former friend of hers said, hey, she said that, I just wish they would effing die already.
Wow.
Yes. And,
see, and Lady Gaga is my goddess. Seriously.
Yeah.
She hates bullies.
Yeah.
When she sees fans getting bullied in line, she'll go up to them and talk to them.
Yeah.
And ask them, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
She supports a lot of gays that she knows. Even gay societies.
Yeah.
And I love her for that.
Didn't she self-harm at one point?
She did, and that's why she goes up and helps people.
Yeah.
But you don't tell certain celebrities, go cut yourself, go die, go do this. The cut for Bieber, that annoyed me.
Yeah.
Just cause his decision to do marijuana, like marijuana, right?
You smoke it.
I say do marijuana.
Okay.
Because now people are finding new ways to get high off of marijuana.
Oh yeah, like eating it and stuff.
Eating it. Someone turned it into liquid form.
Yeah, tea.
I was like, bruh! But back to the serious thing. So that's why I say do marijuana now.
Yeah.
So just because he did that doesn't mean I'm going to cut for him for him to stop. Mm-hmm. You're just influencing him more to do it because he likes the attention.
And not only that, but people who are actually dealing with it or, recovering from it or, they recovered and it's the past.
Like you're saying past is done, vault closed, never going back.
It's still embarrassing because we feel, and I say we because when that happened, I was in the very serious, really bad stage of my life where I was attempting suicide and I saw that and I was like, they're making fun of people. Like, people have serious problems like that. And I was also reading that anorexic people, they will eat now, but not as a form of recovery. They're taking laxatives
so the process can go faster.
Yeah. And
I've met subscribers who are anorexic, who are bulimic, and who are cutters. And I found one girl. This one girl stood out, and she was from Oregon, and she came visiting to LA. And she tweeted me, and she was like, I want to meet you. And we were at a Kings game. I come out, and I see her. She has a mark right here from the rope that she tried to commit suicide. And I started crying. And I'm like, who cut you down? She's like, my dad did, because he didn't want me to go. And I'm like, well, tell your dad thank you. And I saw the dad, and I approached him like, thank you for saving her life. And he looks at me straight in the eyes and says, no, thank you for saving my daughter.
I
was crying. I was seriously crying when I heard that. It hurts hearing that a lot of girls go through this.
Yes.
I'm not saying only girls.
I've actually have a very big handful of friends that are guys
that go through it, and everyone who thinks, oh, we have to be all macho, we can't show pain, nothing, da.
A real man shows pain. Real men do show pain.
And then you have, okay, I'm gonna be pulling a Justin Bieber or Kanye West, I'm gonna treat my girl like a bitch. No. You treat her like a lady. You treat her with respect. Hell, you do the traditional way. Open the fucking car door for them. You open the door for them at a restaurant. If they're crying, you go up to them and hug them. It doesn't matter. If you're gay, you're straight, bi, it doesn't matter. You go up and you hug them.
Yeah.
But now, guys, if they go up to another of their guy friends, what do you hear? That's gay.
Yeah.
And this is actually this is more about a mixture of a lot of things that everyone goes through. And this is a real serious talk that I don't do a lot on my channel. Except for bullying.
Yeah, and another thing is that, I do this thing. I feel like it's kind of like, that walk for cancer and stuff, how they do
Yeah.
it to raise money. I've always had that dream where I would do it, but for suicide and for depression, for self-harm and all that. Because when I was little, I was barely a 6th grader, like I said, and I had to deal with anorexia, depression, and, you know, all that stuff. And it was sad seeing not only my friends have to go through that with me,
But yourself as well.
yes, I would look in the mirror, and when you had told me about this self-talk video or serious talks video, I was looking at myself in the mirror. I had some Spanx on and a crop top, and I was looking at myself, and I was just like looking at my scars, and I think that's what triggers you the most, is just looking at yourself. And the reason why that's become of me is because of all the stuff that's happened at school. And when when the school found out about me, about what was going on, I was so mad, not because they found out, but because I knew it was going to happen. One of my friends, she passed away, sadly.
That's so sad.
Yeah, and she used to self-harm too. Different reasons. She had a disease. They took her away from her family because they never let her explain what happened, when it was because of the disease that she was self-harming.
That's another reason why people cut, because they're like, they think, I'm gonna die one day, might as well do it.
Yeah.
Don't. Live your life to the fullest. If you have a certain medical condition,
Yeah.
live it to the fullest. Hell, go to a 5 Sauce concert and try to stalk the 5 Seconds of Summer Boys. Go to a One Direction concert.
You don't have to be sick to do that either.
No, but still,
Yeah.
go live your life to the fullest. Skydive for all I care.
Yeah.
Don't sit in your room and cut.
And,
There's so many fun things you can do.
And I've learned that, sadly, it was too late to learn that when I got caught by the school. And my reaction to it, obviously, I was angry. And he asked me, he's like, why are you doing this? And I was like, I don't want to tell you. And his immediate response was, is it because of your parents? And I was
I like how they think that's the
Yeah.
first thing. It's because of your parents.
And I was like, no, it's actually because of you guys. And then he was shocked at my reaction because I never talked. And I was like, you guys never really ever helped me. I've had breakdowns and I had to go to the office because I was so scared. I literally have such a bad case of anxiety. Driving to school is such a hard process for me. And
I know somebody who has really bad anxiety.
Yeah.
And her friends messaged me saying, I don't want her to go to school. You know what I tell them? I don't want her to go to school either.
Yeah, and it's so hard because it's literally become a thing where on the first day of school, I have to go up to my teachers and be like, I have chronic anxiety. It is major and I can't stop it. You need to sit me in the back so I can walk out if I feel ill. And,
But then you got those douche teachers that say, no, I can't do that.
And I have the douche counselor that says, you're only making excuses. And it's
Perfect. You and Sarah would bond perfectly.
really. And honestly, ever since that day, I've hated that school. And the only reason I find peace in that school is because of
Rebecca. See,
Yes.
I wish that I went to Norwalk
Yeah.
with Rebecca because honestly, I was tired of being bullied over there at Warren. And if you guys went to Warren and you know me, I'm surprised you guys didn't help out.
Yeah.
But, every time I would go into that school, this is all you hear. Oh, look, there goes that whore. There goes the slut. Oh, look, here comes the fat ass. Here comes the Wookiee. Here comes this. Here comes that. And I'm like, I can't let it bother me.
Yeah.
But someone I looked up to, like a big brother, comes up to me. How you doing, whore?
Really?
Just straight out. How you doing, whore? And I'm like, I look, just tears.
Really?
Because it was someone I looked up to like a big brother who can help me. But yet, he turned his back on me.
And that's what happens a lot of the time. I used to be so loving before my grandma passed away. I had everybody.
You had every girl's dream, basically.
Yeah, and I mean, I hate to sound cocky, but I had so many friends, and everybody loved me because I was so outgoing. I didn't care if I wore a dress to school. I wore a Christmas style dress to school, and it was like back to school, I think it was. and it was like super formal, and I wore it because I wanted to.
Yeah.
And I used to be like that, and then when they saw what was going on in 6th grade, I started wearing a lot of long sleeves. I started wearing skinny jeans.
They're like, what happened? Why'd you change?
Yeah, and honestly, like, it just sucked so much.
Seriously, I wake up in the mirror, like, I look at myself in that mirror, and I'm like, so, how am I gonna look today? Like a fucking faggot. And I walk out.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, that's what I was used to.
Yeah.
But yet, then there was people who were telling me, you're pretty. You're pretty. I deny it.
Exactly.
And I'm like, I'm not. Stop lying to me.
Yeah.
But now I look at myself in the mirror and I say, well, shit, I'm gonna fuck up today. And I laugh and I walk away. Because I'm like, what am I gonna fucking do on Minecraft? What am I gonna do on Sims? Because of you guys.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, you guys brought everything back.
Yeah.
A smile and everything.
And exactly how I was. I would hate waking up in the morning because I had a slidey window mirror thing.
Yeah.
And so no matter what, even if I tried denying that mirror, it was there. And I would look at myself and I would constantly get called ugly and fat and just so many harsh names. And because the anorexia was getting so much more of a big deal, my face was sinking in.
Yeah.
And people were noticing it. And they started calling me an attention whore. And so in the back of my head, I would always be, you're such a little freaking whore. Like,
oh, yeah, that gets to you.
And
I look in the mirror now, all I hear is, you're a fat ass.
yeah.
Stop eating that. Why are you eating that? Why are you drinking that?
Yeah. And it's become so bad that I've had to go to counseling. I've had to read books on how to start talking to myself in a positive way. And thankfully those books worked, because after that, after I met, I only have 3 friends. No, more now because, you and Raymond. But that one friend that I had at the time was the reason why everything was like getting better for me. I was able to be around her. When I meet somebody that I know I'm going to be friends with for a long time, I don't even look at my phone. That's how I know it's a real friendship. And
only if you're looking at Keek. Or if you're looking at Twitter.
Or you're looking for the time.
Or you're looking at time. Or you're looking at your Instagram.
Yeah. But even then, I didn't even care about my social media. I was just hanging out with her. And the thing is, when she found out when I was anorexic, and it was becoming more noticeable, the bones were becoming more noticeable.
Yeah, and people are like looking at you like freak, and they would walk away.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, if I was at your school, I would have come up to you and given you a hug.
Yeah.
And say, everything's going to be okay.
And
make sure you ate something.
Yeah, and see, the thing was, I refused, and I hated people who tried to make me eat. And I have insomnia, so it's hard for me to sleep. So those days where I'm like really sleepy, I'll force myself to think, you're worthless, don't sleep, this and that. And she was that person. She was like, I'm staying up with you no matter what. And she'd make my favorite food and just leave it there. She's like, if you're hungry, you could have it.
Yeah.
And that's how I started eating. And eventually, because I didn't eat for so long, everything was making me fat again. But I was so proud of myself. And she literally, this is what I tell everybody now. Even if I'll be there through your baby steps, to your big leaps, to your relapse. And I will still be so proud of you because you are still here. And it's just, you get told the negative too much. Like, why did you do this? And you never get
the positive.
Yeah, and
like, at home, all I get is negative.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm here in Rebecca's house a lot. And if you guys don't know, I always stay at Rebecca's house for more than a week. Because here, I feel like more home sometimes.
Yeah.
Because I'll get the positive and then some negative, but
mostly positive.
I get the balance.
Yeah.
At home, I'll get negative. Negative after negative. Why aren't you working? Why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? Why aren't you going to college? The reason why I didn't go back to college was because of a lot of medical issues going on with my mom.
Yes.
And me being a daddy girl and kind of a mama girl, I wanted to be there for my mom.
Yeah.
Even to this day, I still call my mom mommy.
Yeah, same.
And I'm like, Mommy, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. And this was when my ex and I were still together. He would come, bring me McDonald's, be nice.
Yeah.
But to me, it felt like kind of the nice act.
Yeah.
And
everything, when you're going through something horrible or horrific.
You get
Everything
that
is an
night
act.
act. But, like, I would call Rebecca crying. My mom's in the surgery. She hasn't come out. They said she would be only... Her surgery was supposed to be 4 hours. It lasted almost 8 hours. And I was scared. You can imagine how scared I was.
Yeah.
Because you didn't know if your mom was going to make it or if you were going to see your mom the next day.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to wake up without my mom.
Yeah.
And I still love my mom, no matter what. And she was even with me when the bullying happened. And I'm starting to cry here.
Don't make me cry. I'm so sentimental.
But it's just that fact. You didn't want to wake up without your mom.
Yeah, and honestly, to this day, although my mom and I get in so many fights,
You still love her.
I don't know what I would do without her. My dad, yes, he's helping me and Becca and Rosee out with the band.
Yeah, and I'm actually happy for that.
Yeah, but his girlfriend, his soon-to-be wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. But
No,
she's just-
trust me. Ew. She does not like me. My way of, what's the word? Like, instead of cutting. My way to relieve...
You know what someone tells me? The way I draw. Because you're writing on your wrist or right here. Just say the way I draw. Because they hate the word cutting.
Okay.
So she's like, I like drawing on myself. And she looks at other people's scars and say, I love your drawing.
Yeah.
I can help you with your drawing.
Yeah.
And she'll give them a pen and paper and say, draw.
And the thing is, my new technique for that, because I just recently relapsed, as you know, I draw the 5-star sign because they've been such a big part of my life. And I'm starting to do the butterfly one, and I want Rebecca and Rosee and you and just all the most important people in my life to draw that. So it means more. Because
I'm
I can
planning to
easily
get that
draw
tattooed right here.
the
Butterfly.
And I want to get a butterfly tattooed too, but because of my grandma, it symbolizes her. So I want to get the ribbon.
The ribbon and the butterfly as well.
And
That would be a good tattoo for the band. Sorry.
but besides the point, see, I'm talking like Becca now.
Yeah. We are in her room.
Yeah. The way I would relieve my pain and anger, I had a longboard. My dad had bought it for that reason because he found out. And so I would go outside and he would tell me, you'll feel like you're flying and you'll forget everything. He's like, just don't close your eyes because I don't want to pay for medical bills, like as a joke. And so I would go, and one day she pissed me off so much that I left. It was 10 o'clock at night and I was skating and I barely lived there. I hardly know the place. So I'm skating. I find money on the floor. I had money already. So I'm like, I'm going to go buy food. I'm not going to come back till later tonight.
No.
Maybe even this morning.
You're like, I'm going to stay away.
Yeah. And she called my dad. My dad refused to have me over anymore. And he refuses to give me that board anymore. That was the only way I was
Because
able to.
she told him a different story. And he didn't get a chance to listen to yours.
Yes.
And it's not fair. Everyone has a voice.
Yes.
But yet, there's that one person that'll block it out.
And I feel at the same time, because although my parents are such a huge, they've been in my life, although they weren't together.
Yeah.
They fed me, they raised me, they have a roof over my head, they teach me what's right and wrong. But at the same time, I feel like I've had to raise myself. Because I've had to understand that love is cold. And I've had to do everything on my own. I had to pick myself up when it came to cyberbullying. My parents didn't grow up with
They didn't grow up with that. They grew up with the actual, pushing and shoving into locker kind of bullying.
And so when it started for me, my mom would tell me, you're overreacting, you need to stop.
No. Have you seen how many deaths have happened because of cyberbullying?
Yeah, and this wasn't even, one person. It was one person in the beginning. And eventually she started bringing more of her friends and more of her friends. And then it was half of the school. I have gotten cyberbullied where during PE, while I'm changing, they're taking pictures of me and posting it on the internet.
That's horrible.
At first it was Snapchat. People would screenshot it and then put it on the internet. And I didn't want to go to school anymore. And I used to live my life that way. Oh, this happened to me, so that's how I'm just going to live my life in regret.
Because of high school. And everyone knows this. If you've taken PE, you have to change in a locker room.
Yes.
And I was really self-conscious about me. I was bigger than I am now.
You're not big at all.
No, when I was in freshman year, I was big. Free Willy sized. But doing all the PE,
It's slimmed you down.
It slimmed me down, so that's why I have skinny arms, skinny legs.
Yeah.
I'm a noodle.
I'm a noodle.
I'm a noodle. But, like, I didn't want to change in front of people.
Yeah.
And everyone kept saying, come on, you have to change. I'm waiting for the teacher to come and unlock the secret rooms, whatever, to go change. Or I'll go in the bathroom stall and change.
Yeah.
And one time, the stalls were closed because of cleaning, and the rooms were being used by pregnant girls. And they were like, you just have to change here now. Don't worry, no one will watch. No teacher was there to watch. And all the kids were taking pictures saying, look at the whale. Look at her. Come on, flop for us, Willie. Flop. And I was like, nah. I was like, leave me alone.
Yeah.
I just don't feel comfortable. No one stood up.
Yeah.
And by the time I hit sophomore year, during that summer, I lost almost 175 pounds.
Dang, that's crazy.
And when I came back, they were like, hey, Free Willy. They stopped and looked at me. I'm like, what were you to say?
Yeah.
And they were like, never mind. And they walked away.
Yeah.
And then I've known at Warren for the fastest track mile.
Really? Damn. See, that's what I like. That's what I've always explained. Because my mom told me one day I was crying because of what happened. She eventually understood that this is a big deal, you know. Cyberbullying isn't something that I'm exaggerating about. And she just, you know, she was petting me. She was like, you know, doing that.
Yeah.
And
I think I was growling at
And she was like, you know, sometimes you gotta fall before you fly.
Yeah.
And it's true, you know. I've fallen so many times, and I've had to learn how to pick myself up on my own. I can't have
yourself
other people.
up, dust yourself off,
Yeah.
and keep walking.
And with this band, yeah, you know, it's not even the fact that I want to get famous.
No.
It's the fact that we're
You want to
doing
spread the
something.
word,
Yeah.
saying, you know, we're here.
Yes.
We love you. We're here.
And not even that. It's the fact that we know we're helping people. Becca, she's so... How many? She has 11K this morning.
Yeah, she hit 11K last night, and I was like...
Yeah, and she's almost at 12K already. Seriously.
Okay, that's besides the point, though.
Yeah.
She has people messaging her,
Yeah.
saying, I need help.
And even if it's just for music, she helps them.
Yeah. Rosee, I know she gets some DMs.
Yeah.
Because they need help as well.
Yes.
Or they need advice, like relationship advice. Don't
And
come to me for relationship advice. No.
What's a relationship?
Go to Rebecca and go to Rosee.
I was like, what's a relationship?
What's a relationship?
And people come to me. I've given out my Kick. I've given out my Facebook. We're making a band page soon.
Oh, Facebook fan
Yeah.
page? Okay.
I gave them my Twitter. I've, you know, all my social media.
All of mine are down in the description.
Yeah.
And, like, I was like, wait, no, we're not ending it yet. I say that at the last part.
Yeah.
But all of those are down there on
In the description. Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't have a problem messaging back.
Yes.
I have my phone on me 24/7.
And if I'm not on my phone, I'm on my laptop.
Or I'm on my laptop. But you know what? If you guys need to talk to me, I'm putting my fan Skype down in the description.
Yeah.
I was trying to keep it to certain amounts, but if you guys need to talk to any of us, I'll have that Skype up down in the description.
And I've honestly come to the point where I'm like, I'm going to give you my number because...
You really need me.
Yeah, and it's actually come to that point where people would DM me, and they're just like, I don't know what to do. And there was a girl, this is on my personal. My personal was hacked like a year ago.
Yeah.
And I was at like 1K, and this girl, she posted a video, literally I was crying. She was like, the first video was like, I'm naked right now, but, you know, I'm going to be making another video of her throwing her blades away, her last few blades. So she made that video, but she DM'd me because I was like, I am so proud of you. And I commented, she clicked my thing, she DM'd me. She's like, I don't know what I did. And I just feel so lost right now. And so I gave her my number. I was like, I don't care if you live in a different country and I had to pay like extra, please.
No, we're helping you.
Yeah.
I'm helping you.
And
like, I have a Kick as well, and I have people messaging me, and they were saying, you know, and I'm not using it now because people were being rude, and I stopped. But like, some people will message me, you know, I'm having trouble with this. Okay, what's your problem? Tell me. And I'll be up till 6 in the morning talking to them, trying to calm them down.
Yeah.
And it got to the point where one person found my fan Skype, and she called me, and she's like, I need you to see what I'm gonna do. And I'm like, what are you gonna do? She got the trash can, and she threw her blades away.
Yeah, that's something that
right there, I cried. I was proud of her. I'm like, you just showed me that you're gonna stop.
Yeah, and I was talking to a girl in my second period. She was telling me about her experience, and I was telling her about how we're making a video, the same one that I sent to her YouTube or whatever. And I had told her, I said, I wanna be strong enough one day where I will throw my blades away, and I won't have that feeling of regret, and I need them again. I want to be able to do that. I know. Yeah, you're gonna have to edit it.
No.
And you know, it's just that the way I think on it now, even though I'm still going through the struggle, the battle, everything. I used to be so self-conscious about my body.
Yeah.
I never wore skirts. I still don't wear skirts, but that's because I don't
like wearing dresses.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I have to wear a dress for a special occasion.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I stand there in the dress, and I'm like, I don't like how I look.
Yeah.
I don't like how I look over and over. Or I'm in a skirt, and I hear people, you got the legs from... No, I don't. They're fat. They're fat legs. I don't like them. I don't like them.
Chafe, like, that's what I would
And I'm like, I feel like I have the cottage cheese kind of legs. And I'm like, I think I have those. No. And then, like, I wear Converse. I wear jeans. I wear a hoodie. And now I'm wearing tank tops because of Rebecca. Because she's like, you're beautiful no matter what.
And I just need that person. I mean, I've gotten it so many times, but I need it to be like...
constant and like a slap across the face. You're beautiful. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. And... yeah, I never felt comfortable with... Even when I was 5th grade, I wore dresses, skirts. Like, every single day.
Yeah.
And then it just...
stopped.
Yeah, it stopped. And... it was because of, my self.
I'm going to show you something. So, when I go to Disneyland or freaking, like, anywhere, I have these. These are my ibuprofens.
Ibuprofen?
Yeah, for my migraines.
Oh.
And they look at it, but I had one, and all the writing was rubbed off. I'm not showing, so.
Yeah.
And they were all like, what is this? I'm like, my ibuprofen. And they were like, are you sure? Because, this is a lot of ibuprofen. And I'm like, it is 600 milligrams. Because that's how bad my migraines are. And they confiscated it. And they were like, you can't have it. Because you're going to drug yourself on the plane. And it's going to cost us a lawsuit.
Yeah.
Or you can't take it into Disneyland. Because you're going to pull a Disneyland hanging. And if you guys don't know what that is, it's where... a Disney cast member had schizophrenia or something and hung himself in It's a Small World.
I don't want to go on that ride anymore.
I don't go on a date, period.
Why did you tell me so late?
And then they said you can't have it.
Yeah.
And just because I have that, like, I need it, I can't have it with me.
Yeah.
And it's because of people misusing it.
Yeah.
For their own use. Like, they take it, and then they'll go to sleep, and next morning they don't wake up.
Yeah.
They're either they have the drug poisoning, or they're dead.
Yeah.
And Disneyland's like, we're not going to be at fault for this.
Yeah.
Or, there's one friend that I go to, she takes away my ibuprofen and says, you're not having it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I need it.
And people, when I had the procedure done on my foot, I had to take, I don't even remember what it's called, but it gives you irregular heartbeat.
Yeah.
And because of my suicidal attempt before,
they didn't want to give it to you.
Yeah.
It's like with people with depression. They will not give them their antidepressants.
Yeah.
Because people misuse it. Because they're claiming to be depressed.
Yeah. I have a friend, her dad misuses back painkillers. And he can't get a job anymore.
No, because that's on his record.
And also, I mean, I've always opened the door for every single person I met. If they say, oh, I'm just having a bad time right now, I'm like, you know what? If anything bad happens, God forbid, my door is open. I don't care if my mom says no, I'm sneaking you in when it's like 2 in the morning. And, I have that.
Like, I have Rebecca as safety.
Yeah.
My mom and I got in a fight, but I was stupid. I was still with my ex, and I ran off to his house. Big mistake.
What happened?
All he wanted was sex.
Oh.
All I wanted. And
This is why I'm not in a relationship.
And I was like, I can't take it anymore. And the funny part was, Rebecca messaged him saying, hey, can you bring Carla over? Because he could drive already and stuff. And he's like, she's not here. Clearly, I was there for 2 days. And he lied to her saying, oh, no, she's not at my house. She's home already.
So he's pretty much kidnapping you.
Pretty much, you could say that. And I was like, bruh, seriously.
Yeah.
I would have pulling a bra.
A bra.
Bro. And like, I wanted Rebecca. I wanted to go to Rebecca's house for safety.
Yeah.
And here's our favorite girl. Come here and say hi. She's the reason why we're okay and
My
smiling.
babes. Your hands are soft. I was like, your hands are soft. Wait, but there's a guy in the house. Are you talking about?
Whoops. But see, that's Rebecca. See how she made us laugh right now?
Yeah, that's just who she is.
And if you guys need anything, message us.
Yes.
Because we're actually going to close the video right now.
Yeah, she'll put my links in the description.
Everyone's links are down.
Yeah.
Rosee's Instagram.
Oh, you did?
Rosee's Instagram.
Did
Becca's.
you put our band's Instagram?
No, I'm going to put your band's.
Okay. And before I say goodbye, before we say goodbye, I want to let you guys know that if you are getting hate for whatever you're doing, like our band is at the moment, that means you're doing something right. And don't let the haters tell you what you're doing wrong. That made no sense. Yeah, I had this all planned out in my head and it went away. Just be yourself is pretty much all I have to say. If you really do need to contact me, I will give you my number.
I don't care if I die the next day,
Yeah.
but as long as I help you.
I don't care if my number goes out to, like, if we get famous
pedophile.
one day. Yeah. I don't care.
My quote is, if you remember, love one another.
Yes.
No, love one another and be kind to one another.
Yeah. Mine is, I love you guys all so much. Bye.
So guys, I'm Wolf. Remember, all of our links are down below. You need to talk to us? Go ahead. And if you guys are not enjoying the real talk, the serious talk, you guys can hit that dislike button. Honestly, show me how much you said, I don't like this. I don't like it.
If it's too serious for you guys.
Leave a dislike. But if you guys are going through it, leave it down in the comments or private message any of us.
Yeah, we're here to listen, and we don't say that just for the promo.
We're not going to turn you away.
Yeah.
Because everyone needs that one person to help.
And we want, it's kind of like my dream, and every time I get those DMs and stuff, it makes me happy.
Happy, yeah.
Knowing people trust me enough to help them deal with their problems.
I'll sit up and say, God, I helped someone today.
It makes me burst into tears knowing that I probably saved somebody's life.
Mm-hmm.
So please don't feel like you're a burden, because you're not. It's just that bad part of your mind telling you that you are, because you're not.
The back of your mind is telling you, you're stupid. You're a waste of life, everything.
Yeah.
Don't let that get to you. Look at yourself in the mirror and do what we do.
We just tell ourselves that we're beautiful no matter what.
That we're beautiful, or what shit am I gonna fuck up today?
Yeah. Well, with me, I mean, I'm not a hardcore gamer like Carla is,
Yep.
or Wolf.
With you.
Yeah, Wolf is, but
They all know my name, so don't worry.
Okay. I always ask myself, what song am I going to be annoying people with today? Because I will sing it nonstop out loud.
And you're like looking like,
and I won't
Rebecca.
Yeah, and I won't even do it in like a good voice. I'll scream it with all my lungs. Just
You're
to
like,
piss people
baby, you lied up.
Yeah, I will do that, and that's because of all the confidence that I have built through YouTube, through music, through the good friends that I have now to this day, and I just hope that I could be one of those friends for you guys, and Wolf would like that too.
But like, this is the first 50-minute video I've had on my channel.
Oh damn, it's already 50 minutes.
Yeah, this is the first one, but it's actually a serious one. Sure,
Yeah.
we laughed, but it's because we hear stupid shit going on outside, or we make ourselves laugh because we're like trying to cheer up because we don't want to cry in the video.
Yeah, we're strong people sometimes.
Sometimes.
Unless it's 5 seconds.
But guys, remember, all of our links are down below. Didn't enjoy the video? Hit that dislike. I honestly will understand if you hit the dislike. Or if you guys want more of these kind of conversations, hit the like button and go check her out. Check Rebecca out. Check Rosee out. They may not be in the video, but they also can help you.
Yeah.
Or you can call those numbers that can help you.
Yes.
The suicide hotline and...
Honestly, I don't even think those work anymore.
There's one that works.
One. Okay, then put that in there.
And yeah, or if you go to school, talk to your counselor. Talk to your counselor.
Yeah.
Oh, the nice one.
Yeah. Make sure it's a school, not your...
Or a trusted teacher.
I'm pretty sure that every school has a psychologist now. You should talk to those. They're able to, those are the ones you need to talk to.
But if your school doesn't have one, talk to a trusted counselor or a trusted teacher. Because, I want to thank Mr. McAvoy for that too. He was a really good teacher, and he told my counselor, you need to talk to Carla because something's going on. I know something's going on. And thank you, Mr. McAvoy, for that.
And Mrs. Rumbo, I have her today, this year, but, she's been so supportive of my anxiety that, she's like, she gives me gum. And that's like...
It calms you down when you're chewing it because you're focusing on chewing it.
Yeah, and, she's just been so supportive, and she's so proud of me. She literally told me the other day, she's like, I'm so proud of you because I wanted to sit in the front the other day. In the front.
And you're like...
And I raised my hand to talk out loud. Like, that is such a big step.
And I've had my drama teacher.
Yeah.
Mr. Duncan, I think. I'm trying to remember.
I had her.
Him? Mr. Duncan.
Wait. Doesn't he have a wife?
Yeah.
I had her.
Okay. So, I want to thank him too, because he was like, express yourself. I was a shy girl.
Yes.
And drama brought it out. Why do you think I'm so on YouTube?
I'm not like that.
But like, I want to thank him because he helped throughout the high school.
Yeah. I want to thank
he
Becca.
let me stay in the room when I was getting bullied at lunch. And I ate my lunch with him, and we would laugh. We would perform scenes. It was the best thing.
Yeah.
Huge thanks to Rebecca.
Yeah, Rebecca, dude. Go follow her. Not only did she just hit 11K, but she's helping everybody every single day. And she's helped us, like, I don't know where I would be without this band, to be completely honest. I'd probably be at home doing nothing with my life.
I want to thank Sarah. Sarah, you've been there for me.
Rosie. We're like
Rosie. And of Rebecca's mom and dad.
And obviously the one and only.
I feel so special.
Wolf.
She's my one and only.
She was the first person I came up to today and told her about my relapse. And that means a lot because I will literally hide it for a week if I have to. Till the scabs are gone and stuff. So that door just opened. That was freaky.
Alright guys, I will see you all later. And remember, be kind to one another.
And I love you guys all so much.
Bye.